Sucker!
You're listening to the Hall of Fame. Here's Booker T and Brad Gilmore.
Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, guys. Talking about that main event, WrestleMania Night 1. Sami Zayn, KO versus the Usos for the WWE Undisputed Tag Team El Gran Champion. Greatest tag team of all time, WWE. Usos, I give them that props, man. Those guys definitely, those my boys. They got their finishing touches at Reality of Wrestling, which I'm honored. I was honored to actually have those guys in my school and for their dad to actually trust me with them more than anything, to teach them that art of Shakespeare, Romeo and Juliet, Phantom of the Opera. That's what those guys do best. They go out and perform nightly. And the thing is, the matches that they have been pulling off as of late has just been flawless. They've been, they were stuck in that grind for a while because they was going against the New Day. It seemed like every week, every show, that seemed like they was going against the New Day. Now we get a chance to see these guys against, other talent, and we're really getting a chance to see that these guys are really truly that good. No matter who they're facing, no matter who they're working. The matches that they had with New Day, people say, man, those were classic matches. Those were some of the best matches that people had ever seen. But you can put the Usos just like you can put Roman Reigns with anybody. And those guys are going to go out there and bring it. They're going to deliver every time, every single time they're going to deliver. So watching the Usos go out there and have their best match in their loss. I always tell my students, you got to lose better than you win. And for those guys to go out there and lose the way they did at the highest peak, when the fans were totally like off their rocker, it just let me know, what a job well done, man. Those guys learned everything that we talked about on their way up.
That match, watching it live with 80,000 people, I was along for the ride the entire time, Yeah. And that's one of the things about watching wrestling live, that even if you went into that and you didn't feel either way, like you didn't care who won, just say, when you sit in a stadium with 80,000 people who are unanimously cheering for one team, you find yourself getting swept up in the emotions of the moment.
Yeah.
And I was so into that tag match. I watched everything. And this is how I know I was so into it. I didn't take any pictures with my phone. I didn't do any videos to capture the big moments. I was in like Flynn. And that main event that they pulled off with all the story building up to it, I don't know if we'll ever see a tag team match that satisfying at WrestleMania, perhaps for a very long time, if ever again. It was so organic. They played it perfectly in the finish with Sami hitting those haluva kicks on Jay and just staring at him for what felt like a minute long, just staring at him, milking every emotion out of the crowd before he hits it and gets that 1, 2, 3, was, as you just said, Shakespeare, Romeo and Juliet, DiCaprio, Phantom of the Opera at its very finest. It was the drama that makes professional wrestling what it is. And congrats to Sami and KO. And also big ups to Kevin Owens. That's his second main event of WrestleMania in 2 years. One against Steve Austin and one against the Usos in the main event. Pretty damn good year for KO.
I always said that dude was money from day one. I always said Kevin Owens was money. A lot of people didn't believe in Kevin Owens just because he wasn't the prototypical, wrestler. He didn't have that prototypical main event look. This dude is he's paid his dues more than anything. This guy weathered the storm, and that's the one thing about some wrestlers, you know what I mean? They may not, have, like I say, that prototypical look. They may not be the chosen one. They may not be the guy that, is looking to be the face of the company or anything like that. But they win by attrition. And that's what this kid, Kevin Owens, has done, man. He's won by attrition more than anything. He goes out and perform at such a high level. He's kind of like got that Mick Foley effect. You just want to love him.
Yeah.
You just want to get behind him.
And there's nothing wrong with it. Like, you just love Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. And I was proud of them in that main event. It was also funny to see them in the post-fight press conference. Sammy's got some long-winded answers because he's very passionate about what he does. And I kept looking over at Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens kept picking up those Snickers bars they had on that. And he must have gone through a couple of them while Sammy was talking. And it was funny. He was even looking around. Like, is anybody noticing I'm taking a big bite of this thing?
You dig it, sucker!
You're listening to the Hall of Fame. Here's Booker T and Brad Gilmore.